Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Exploring Neville Goddard. In today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at Neville Goddard's quote, "No one to change but self." This is episode No. 25 in our series. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Usually, I like to take an approach where I share my personal experiences with Neville's teachings and how I've applied them to my own life. In other words, we are the sole creators of our own reality and we attract into our lives what we believe to be true. This is a very short phrase, but it is packed with meaning. In many ways, the power of the quote lies in this simple conjunction. I noticed that the words "no one to change" and "but self" are exactly the same number of letters. It's fascinating because it mirrors the balance between accepting responsibility for our own change and recognizing that the power to change lies within us. It's a subtle reminder that we are the authors of our own lives and that we have the ability to shape our future. This numerical symmetry adds another layer of depth to Neville's quote, highlighting the interconnectedness of our thoughts, beliefs, and the world around us. It's a testament to the power of language and the way that numbers can often reveal hidden patterns and meanings. I couldn't help but see this as a sign of affirmation, a cosmic wink that reminds us that we are always in control of our own destinies. This quote really resonates with me because it encapsulates the essence of Neville's teachings and the principles I try to apply in my life. It's a constant reminder that I have the power to shape my own reality and create the life I desire. It encourages me to take responsibility for my actions and beliefs and to trust in the process of manifesting my goals. Moreover, the quote inspires me to be compassionate towards myself and others. It reminds me that everyone is on their own journey, and that we should not judge or criticize others for their beliefs or circumstances. Instead, we should strive to understand and support one another as we navigate the ups and downs of life together. When we think about the word "but," it can seem like a small and insignificant word. How has it impacted your life or your understanding of Neville's teachings? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear your perspective. Additionally, if you have any questions or comments about today's episode, please feel free to share them below. I read and respond to every comment and question I receive, and I value your input. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Exploring Neville Goddard. I hope it has been insightful and helpful to you. If you found value in this content, please hit that like button and consider sharing it with others who may also be interested in Neville's teachings. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. I would love to have you back for more. Until next time, I wish you all the best in your journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. May you find peace, joy, and abundance in your life. Thank you, and peace be with you. However, in the context of Neville's teachings, the word "but" carries a lot of weight. In fact, the word "but" is one of the most powerful words in the English language. For example, if someone says, "I can't afford to buy that car," and then they say, "but," and then they say, "I can buy a cheaper car," the meaning is completely changed. The first statement implies defeat and resignation, while the second statement expresses a willingness to explore alternatives and make changes. This is similar to the message that Neville is trying to convey in his quote. On the surface, it may seem like there is no hope for change, or that we are stuck in our current circumstances. But when we look deeper, we realize that we have the power to change our lives if we are willing to do the work. The word "but" serves as a reminder that we should never give up hope, and that we should always keep looking for ways to improve our lives. It is a call to action, urging us to take control of our thoughts and beliefs, and to create the life we desire. Overall, Neville's quote, "No one to change but self," is a powerful reminder that we are the creators of our own reality, and that we have the power to change our lives if we are willing to put in the effort. It is a call to action, urging us to take control of our thoughts and beliefs, and to create the life we desire. When we think about the word self, it can refer to our ego or our sense of identity. However, Neville teaches us to think of self as the imaginal act. He often uses the term "I am" to represent this imaginal act, which is the creative force that brings our thoughts and desires into reality. So when Neville says "but self," he is emphasizing that the power to change our lives lies within us. We have the ability to shape our own destiny through the power of our imagination and the "I am" consciousness. It is important to note that Neville does not teach a selfish or self-indulgent philosophy. Rather, he encourages us to recognize that we are the creators of our own reality, and that we have the power to bring about positive change in our lives. By understanding this, we can take responsibility for our actions and choices, and strive to be the best versions of ourselves. Furthermore, Neville teaches us that when we change ourselves, we also change the world around us. By transforming our inner world, we create a ripple effect that extends to those around us and can ultimately make the world a better place. This is a concept that is widely accepted in the field of New Thought, which Neville was a part of. Now, it may seem like a simple statement, but it has profound implications for how we view the world around us. For instance, when we experience something that we perceive to be negative, such as a job loss or the end of a relationship, it can be easy to blame external factors or other people for our misfortune. However, Neville's teachings challenge us to take responsibility for our thoughts and beliefs, and to recognize that we have the power to change our circumstances by changing our thinking. For example, if we choose to believe that a job loss is a blessing in disguise, that will lead us to a better job. Then we are more likely to attract positive experiences into our lives. Similarly, if we choose to believe that the ending of a relationship is an opportunity for growth and then we are more likely to find new and fulfilling relationships. Ultimately, Neville's teachings encourage us to adopt a proactive and positive mindset when faced with challenges so that we can create positive outcomes in our lives. However, there are certain quotes from Neville that lend themselves to a more structured analysis, and no one to change but self is one such quote. So today's episode will have a slightly different format than usual. I am going to break down this quote in 3 sections and use examples from Neville's work to illustrate my points. Let's get into it. If you have been following this series for some time now, then you probably already know that most of these videos do not follow a particular structure or format. Section No. 1. No one to change. In Neville's teachings, he often refers to the idea that all change is self-generated. Section No. 2. But self. In the second part of the quote, Neville says but self. Section No. 3. Putting it all together. The final part of Neville's quote is the conjunction but, which connects the first 2 sections. Now I want to share an interesting observation with you. Now I want to hear from you. What does the quote "no one to change but self" mean to you?